Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Code with AKJ, and this is day 9 of solving Geeks for Geeks problem of the day. And today's problem is 01 knapsack problem. The question says you are given weights and values of items and put these items in a knapsack of capacity W to get the maximum total value in the knapsack. Note that we have only one quantity of each item. In other words, given two integer arrays val and wt which represents values and weights associated with items respectively. Also given an integer w which represents knapsack capacity. Find out the maximum sum value subset of val such that sum of the weights of corresponding subset is smaller than or equal to w. You cannot break an item, either pick the complete item or don't pick it. So the problem here is to determine the maximum value that can be achieved given a set of items, each with weight and a value and a knapsack with weight W. You can either include an item in the knapsack or exclude it, but you cannot include a fractional part of an item here. So let's break down this example and understand what they're trying to explain. So inputs here given are W, which means the maximum capacity weight of a knapsack, val array, which is the array representing the values of item, and WT array, the array representing the weights of the item. The output is the maximum value that can be obtained by selecting a subset of items whose total weight does not exceed the knapsack's weight. So the goal here is to maximize the value within the weight limit of the knapsack. So the brute force approach of this problem would be to use recursion, and we'll use recursive approach here for each item where we have two choices, either to include the item into the knapsack or exclude the item. Since we cannot take the fractional part of the item, we either need to include or exclude. Including the item means if the current item's weight is less than or equal to the remaining capacity, we'll include that into the knapsack and reduce the remaining capacity by the item's weight. Add the value of this item to the result and we recursively approach for the remaining items. Excluding the item means skipping that current item and solve the subproblem for the remaining sub items. So this would be the approach we would use initially for this problem. So let's explore the code and further optimize that particular code. So the recursive code of this problem would be to take the particular index. We'll start from the end of the weight vector. Hence, I have taken n minus 1 and I have passed all these required vectors, weight and values and knapsack's capacity. The base case of this recursive solution would be if we reach the starting of the array, if the index is 0, we'll check whether the weight of that index value is less than or equal to the knapsack capacity or not. If it is less than or equal to capacity, then we'll take that particular value, or else we'll directly return 0. Since we are starting from the end of the array, since I have explained you earlier, either we need to include that item or exclude that item. So we need to check that particular index, that if that particular weight is less than or equal to the knapsack's capacity. If it is, then we will include the value of that particular index and will recursively call the remaining sub array of the weight array. And finally, we'll deduct the weight of that particular value from the knapsack's capacity. The same goes with the exclude case. If we are not able to include that particular item into the knapsack, then we'll exclude that particular item and we'll recursively call the remaining subarray. We'll have two different cases, two different values, so we'll take the maximum of both values. So let's dry run this code with this particular example, and then we'll further optimize this code and we'll use memoization and how it works. So the weighted array is 451. Since we are iterating from the end of the array, we'll just initially take 1. We'll check the weight of this particular value and the weight of the knapsack's value. Since it's less than 4, we'll include it and we'll recursively call for next values. So the weight of the second element is 5, which is greater than 3. We'll exclude it, we'll neglect it, and next we'll compare the value 4 with our knapsack's capacity. Since it's greater than knapsack's capacity, we'll means neglect it. So the value we are getting after taking include case, the value would be 1, and the weight of this, the value of the weight 1 is 3. So our answer here would be 3 in include case. When we consider exclude case, since suppose we exclude 1 here, we'll go on with 5. So initially this would be 4. Since 5 is greater than 4, we'll neglect it. We'll again go with 4. Since 4 is equal to 4 or less than or equal to 4, we'll include this item, and the value of 4 would be 1. So the in case of exclude, we'll get the answer 1. So we'll take the maximum of it. Maximum of 3 and 1 would give us 3. So finally we'll return 3 as an answer. So this is the dry run of this code, and let's submit it and check whether it's accepting the solution or not. So let's compile and run. Let's submit. As you can see, like, this problem is submitted successfully. The recursive solution here calculates a particular state again and again. So because of that, it may sometime gets into TLE. So we need to optimize this code, and we need to get an extra space where we need to store the particular state value, so that we cannot calculate that value again and again, and we'll directly use that value by storing by using that extra space. Hence, memoization method comes into picture, and let's explore the code of memoization, and I'll explain the code one by one. If we try to draw the recurrent tree of this particular code, we'll be able to see that a current state is being calculated again and again. So to stop that and use a particular value for the next time, we'll use memoization method. So this is the code for memoization method, where we use an extra space to store that current state's value for not being getting calculated again and again when a recursive call is being called. So to determine the amount of space we need for the memoization, we need to check how many parameters are being changed frequently after every call. Since we can observe that here index value and capacity value is being changed after every call, we need a 2D vector to maintain it. And further, we need to check that if that particular index value and capacity value is being already calculated. If it is being calculated, we directly return that particular value. If not, then we'll store that particular answer value in that 2D vector, and we'll do the remaining changes in the function calling, like we need to add that particular extra space in each and every call. In this way, we can optimize the recursive code into a memoized code, and let's see if it works or not. It's working fine, so let's submit. So the problem got submitted successfully, and the time complexity of this particular solution is far more better than this recursive code, as we have updated the particular current state already in an extra space. Here extra space would be more as compared to the previous one. Previous one was only for recursive call stack, but here we are using an extra 2D vector. So hope you like this video and my explanation. So please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.